What we're going to do next is create our Starfield, but before we do so, let's just go ahead and save this saucer. I'll go to File, and I'll choose Save As, and on my desktop I'm going to make sure that I have the PNG file format selected, and I'll just call it Saucer Finished. You can call it Saucer Complete or whatever you want to call it. And then once again make sure it's PNG. I'll save it, and then I'm going to just say OK at the PNG options. And we're ready to create our next piece of artwork inside of Photoshop. So I'm going to go ahead and press File New. And let's think about this. Now the Starfield is going to have to extend past the borders inside of After Effects. So we can rotate it a little bit if we want to and not have to see the edges. So in our document inside of After Effects, typically we're going to be working with something that's going to be film and video. And we're going to have 720 pixels by 480 pixels. So let's go ahead and make it 800 by 800 pixels. So I'm going to go back to my custom. And I'm going to just go ahead and change this to 800 by 800. Now, of course, I didn't really have to go back to the custom in the list. I could have stayed here and done it. But I just want to create an 800 by 800 pixel document. Make sure it says pixels. The resolution is 72 because that's all our monitors can show. The color mode is RGB, and the background contents are going to be transparent. So we're going to say OK, say OK again, and we're going to have our 800 by 800 document. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint some stars, but we really can't see what we're doing because we're going to use white paint. And if we take a brush and we use white to paint with on a transparent piece of artwork, you see that we can't really see what we're doing. So instead, we're going to get some help by creating another layer. We're going to create another layer, and we're going to take our original layer, and we're going to fill it with black. So I'm going to hit this little arrow right here on the toolbar. Then I'm going to go to Edit, Fill, Foreground Color. Now we're going to actually delete this layer later on, and we're going to paint on this one. So once again, go ahead and grab your brush, hit this guy again, and now we can choose a brush size, and we're going to use a soft brush. I'm going to make this about, let's see, about 7 pixels. And if you can't see your actual document, just find the edge somewhere, right click, and choose gray. And that will change the document background color. This is our actual document, but this is the workspace here that we can change at any time by simply right clicking and choosing custom color if you want to. Select custom color, choose whatever color you like, or simply right clicking and choosing gray. Now on this layer, just go ahead and throw down a couple of stars. Now my opacity is still 31% from when we worked on the saucer, so these would be the stars that are in the distance. And then I'm going to increase my opacity in just a moment. So I'm going to have a wide range of different brightness values here. And when I'm doing stars, I just try not to think about it at all because you can find yourself getting into a pattern and it starts to look unnatural. So just literally like look somewhere else, like look at your TV or look at your cat, look at the wall and just create your stars. And I'll make some really bright ones. And once again, I'm not really looking at the screen. I'm hoping that I'm actually in the right spot here. And now you see we have some really nice stars. Now the reason we're creating a PNG here, and we're going to get rid of this black background, is so we have the ability to overlay these without having to use a blend mode inside of After Effects. So we don't have to use screen, or we don't have to use multiply or whatever to be able to see these stars, and we can make several layers and have them look like a real star field with tons and tons of stars if we want to. So let's go ahead and grab this layer, drag it to the garbage, and they look like they're not there, but they're there. Let's go ahead and save this, and we'll call it Starfield. Once again, let's go ahead and choose the PNG file format, save it to your desktop or wherever you'd like to save it. And for those of you who don't have a Photoshop, yes, this is also going to be included for you guys inside of the work files folder. So that is how we create our Starfield. And now we're ready to move on.